The start at Silverstone, and an awful one for the 14-year-old Welshman, Joe Thomas, number 11. He's left absolutely dead last as the rest of the field pours into Cops Corner. And initially, Harry Stafford has the advantage from Cat Green, the first lady winner ever at a British Championship race at Cadwell Park. Cat really fights hard to get back into second place ahead of and then she loses her front mudguard spectacularly down the Wellington Straight, while Tom Khan catches number 21 Harry Stafford, launches past the Aprilia at Stoll Corner, and their battle will continue all the way through the 10 laps. Meantime, Joe Irving, number 33, number 22 Luke Hedger, fighting for third place ahead of Cat Green. At the front, Harry Stafford runs completely off track on the entrance to the Wellington Straight, pulls himself back on again, and then Cat Green once again suffers problems. This time her bike sheds its chain. Meanwhile, Tom Khan has the lead going into the final lap, just gets forced aside through the final turn by number 21 Harry Stafford, and as they barrel their way into Woodcote, it's Stafford and the Aprilia that snatch victory from the young man from Lancashire. And the championship won by the fourth place Luke Hedger, number 22, becomes the 2012 Monster Energy British Motostar champ. The National Superstock's 1000cc championship at Silverstone, and a great start by Jason O'Halloran for Samsung Honda, but it wasn't to last long, and then a big get-off by Marshall Neal and his Kawasaki. The Ulsterman went down, several other people went down with him, and the pace car came out. And with the safety car out, there we see one of the other fallers going down. It all got a little bit untidy. But fortunately, everybody barrel rolled in one piece. The safety car went out, and then when it restarted, Keith Farmer launched himself into as big a lead as he could muster. But Jason O'Halloran on the Samsung Honda, his rival for the championship, went out, a bolt had come loose on his gear lever. Meanwhile, PJ Jacobson on the blue and white Taiko Suzuki slipped his way through into the lead. And then the unlikely figure of number 39, Lee Costello on the Hulsel Racing Kawasaki, barged his way through to the front for the first time in his life, challenging for the lead in the race, and PJ Jacobson found himself under attack from an unlikely source as the boy from Bolton got stuck in. And it was an early 25th birthday present then for Lee Costello, because on the red and white Kawasaki he fought tooth and nail round the final turns with the 19-year-old American, and that moment as they went on towards Woodcote was enough to hand the advantage to a fist-waving Lee Costello. He took victory for the first time in Superstock, but the championship went to Keith Farmer. The Metzeler National Superstock 600 Championship in association with Black Horse, 10 laps ahead of the lads here at Silverstone, and a dashing start off the front row of the grid from Jimmy Rose, currently lying second in the championship. But an early faller, number 60, Ben Burke, the championship leader, goes down with Tom Fisher and out of the race, which meant that Jimmy Rose on the Black Motor Breakers Yamaha and the man in green and black, Lee Jackson, are fighting for the lead in the championship here. But they're up against Jake Dixon and the blue and white triumph of Alex Olsen, chopping and changing positions all the way through the race, fanning out four abreast down the Hanger Straight. Lee Jackson gets a huge draft off the two Yamahas and takes the lead. But watch that man round the outside. Jimmy Rose never taking no for an answer, having a bit of a moment through Stoll Corner. And then Jake Dixon and Lee Jackson break away, and it's the battle between these two, Yamaha versus Kawasaki, with the two teenagers, aged 16 and 17 respectively, fighting it out at the front. Jake Dixon refuses to let Lee Jackson through as they absolutely lock horns in the closing stages of the race, and it's up to Jackson to make a huge dash in the closing stages. In the final lap then, he goes round the outside at Woodcote, 0.04 of a second separate an elated Jake Dixon from the second place Lee Jackson, and that means we're all square at the top of the table for Brands Hatch. Fourth place on the grid for South Africa's Phil Atkinson at Silverstone. He launches into the first turn at Cops Corner ahead of his fellow South African James Egan and Saturday's race winner Missy Rouse. And then some right old bargy early on between the two South Championship boys. And a great race develops at the front. Number 5, Phil Atkinson. 81, James Egan. Number 13, Championship leader Rob Guyver swoops round the two of them in the stall corner. Atkinson's not having that and immediately retaliates to retake the lead. Then it's Egan, Atkinson and the powder blue leathered Chrissy Rouse, who are jousting over second place as Rob Guyver grabs the initiative and begins to pull away. A big moment for James Egan, dropping through the complex, allows Chrissy Rouse back through the second. But Freddie Pett, the tall East Anglian, also moves into the action as Chrissy Rouse clings on to that second place through stall corner. Rouse once again under pressure. Here comes Pett. There's number 81, Egan. Rouse is suddenly forced back to fourth place. But Rob Guyver takes victory. That's what he needed. His 10th win of the season, lands the championship in his lap. A brilliant ride by Chimrod to take the title. Chrissy Rouse grabs second place. But well done, Guyver. The final race of the Ducati 848 Challenge Series of 2012. And a great start for, inevitably, number 34, Robbie Brown, already crowned champion. The Stoke-on-Trent rider surged to the front and promptly fell off, leaving the whole race wide open after dominating yesterday's contest. And that meant James Folkard, number 43, ahead of Darren Fry, number 48. Ed Smith bashing bars and elbows literally with number 121 Spike Edwards, with the pie man Mike Cheatham involved in that battle for third place. And battle it certainly was, with Northampton's Ed Smith getting siding past it's a relatively young man actually beside Mike Edwards. Spike having a huge moment, the 50-year-old from Harrogate there, hanging on grimly to the bars. Meanwhile at the front, number 43, James Folkard, it almost has Darren Fry riding round him as they go out through the curves onto the Hanger Straight. And then that mishap puts down one of the contest for the back points, puts down one of the riders, while James Folkard takes victory, his third of the season, ahead of Darren Fry, who seals third place in the championship. And Ed Smith gets his head down and manages to beat off Spike Edwards and Marty Nutt for that fourth place in a great slagging match for the line. For James Folkard, his third win of the series.
Well, it was a cracking race. It was also going to be difficult for Tim Reeves and Ashley Horse to fight their way through from 6th, but they certainly had a good go on the first lap. The traffic at the front, though, Lovelock, Hegarty, and early leader, and in fact race-long leader, Bjorn Steinhaus and Greg Clues, made it almost impossible for Tim Reeves to get up anywhere closer than second place. But his battle between Sean Hegarty and Callum Lawson was nothing short of electric. A race-long scrap between these two when Hegarty and Lawson threatened to fight back, but once Tim Reeves got in front, it was going to be a tough call. But I think I've won £10 off Glenn Virgil because he didn't quite make it. But there you go. It was a fantastic battle between these two. Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence riding for the championship. They need the points, but they've still done a great job. Scott Laurie and James Lee, second in the title chase, have kept their championship hopes alive as we go to Brands with a fantastic battle and a great defeating Lovelock and Lawrence in the final analysis. Tailender Craig Nicholl sadly jettisoned his brother, who is up on his feet and is perfectly okay, but the rate of attrition here on passengers is very high. 3.6 miles of this circuit, terrible. So these guys are athletes. Can't wait. Brands in 2 weeks' time.